Welcome back to today's video. We've got a very special guest with us today again at Thuja Hill, and that is my dear mother. Now, Mom has joined us for a few different videos, most of them being how to set various seasonal tables, and I really think that you are the pro when it comes to setting a seasonal table. She always set fall tables, winter tables, Christmas tables, Valentine tables, you name it. She was the queen of setting a beautiful tablescape for our family growing up. And so I feel like it's a great privilege to have her here to show us how to set a spring table today. So over here at Thuja Hill, we are definitely in the throes of spring. And so I thought it would be really fun to have Mom show us what is her favorite way to set up a spring table. Now you could use this kind of a table for an Easter setup. And so Mom is gonna go ahead and show us some of her favorite spring dishes and a great way to set the table for this time of year. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, Mom, so we've got you here. We're excited to see what you have to show us. Can you give me a little bit of background though before we start? What was your favorite way to set a spring table throughout the years? I have vague memories of Easter decorations and different like little accoutrements that you would put on the table, but can you just give us some tips of your favorite way to set a table for spring?
Well, up north, spring is mighty slow a coming. We didn't have daffodils much in March. Depends on when Easter was. Sometimes you guys would wear snow pants to Easter Sunday.
No,
but
thank
if
you.
we were lucky and Easter came later, you'd be in little lace gloves and cute little shoes, and you'd have a spring feeling at your table. I had so many different kinds of dishes and colors of dishes. There was a lot to choose from. So having a lot of dishes is a boon if you're going to do a fun table. When spring came, we really wanted to get, with the tulip program, daffodils, forsythia, beautiful flowering buds coming out. You can even snip like lilac sprigs and bring them in the house and have a cute Easter egg tree with little leaves popping out. And they make a beautiful little early spring arrangement.
So we've got a lot of daffodils coming in like crazy right now. So do you think that would be a good
I think that would be
centerpiece?
perfect.
Okay, let's do that. All right, so I think Mom brought some of her favorite dishes over. Remind me what they're called.
These are the spode Buttercup-patterned.
Okay.
It's a really lovely, delicate buttercup, which just happens to match my sterling pattern, which is Gorham Buttercup.
Oh,
so the little
that's
buttercups on the
sweet.
silver tie in nicely with the buttercups on the plates.
Perfect. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
so
that'll
let's
be
go
nice.
grab those and we'll take a look at them. But before we do that, are you going to lay down a tablecloth today?
I'm actually very crazy about these English mats.
Those are
You have
cute.
some, I've had many in the past.
Yeah.
These are great. And I think they're very springy and lovely, but I do have a nice damask tablecloth that's got the ivory color that would look really good with the spode dishes.
I think so too.
So let's strip this table
Okay.
and lay a cloth.
Sounds good. Off we go. All right, so we've got our tablecloth down, Mom, and I'm wondering what is your plan next?
Well, we might as well just set the whole table. Whether or not we serve the buffet or not, we'll get a feel for how it looks, how much we want to have on here. And since we're just 4 people tonight, we'll set these 4 seats, I believe.
Okay. Do you think we'll have some kind of charger underneath the
I think
plates
that might be
tonight?
pretty.
Okay.
Do you have any ideas of what you'd like to
do.
use?
I have those.
Maybe the woven ones again. The
Yes,
matte ones?
that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, that sounds great. So let's get started.
All right, let's do it. We've set the salad plates on top of the plate tonight. I think because we're going to have our charcuterie smaller plate here, that will just accommodate that nicely. So we'll do that for the cheese plate.
All right, so we've got our main plate, our salad plate, and our cheese plate set out. What is next?
Well, since we have a smaller group tonight and we've got a lot of room and the dishes are pretty, let's just go ahead and add the dessert plate, the cup and saucer, which I always believe in having a cup and saucer anyway if you want tea. So we'll put those on next.
Okay.
And then we'll have it all set.
So remind me, I always forget this, the cup and saucer
To the right.
to the right and what?
Like 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock and to the right. Okay, great.
Got it?
Set those out. have here? Is this the one for...
We'll do the dessert bowl.
This is for
right
dessert.
now.
Okay.
I think it'll just make the table prettier. Let's put that right at high noon.
Okay. Okay, so we've done this before, Mom, but let me ask you about this silver. This is your mother's silver?
No, this is my silver, my wedding silver.
Okay, and so you registered for this when you were a new bride?
In 1978.
Which was pretty normal, right? People registered for silver?
I wouldn't say it was normal. It was getting less normal then. Most of my friends didn't, but my mom insisted. It was such a wonderful thing to have, and I really loved hers.
Did you use silver every day?
I use stainless every day, usually slamming it around in the kitchen. But for nice evening meals and for dinners on Sundays or whatever, company, pull out the sterling. It just gets better looking as you use it.
Is that what your mom did too? Okay, that's funny. Let me show you. So I bought silverware that looks like silver. We use that for everything, and I think it's beautiful. And I would probably do the same thing, just use the sterling for big occasions. We're doing it tonight because we are setting a special spring table. And so we're assuming if this is for like a party or an Easter event, you would use your silver. On an average Friday night, we probably wouldn't use our silver, but we're going to use it tonight. It's going to be
use your stainless.
I would use my stainless, yeah. Let me grab that really quick and I'll show it to you. I just brought out a few pieces of my stainless, but it looks a lot like silver.
It's lovely.
It's beautiful. It's dressy looking. It's durable. It's good for just an average weeknight. But I am so happy that we're using the silver that you registered for because it's so beautiful and it does go very well with the Buttercup-patterned plates.
Since it is Buttercup, you might as well use it.
Might as well. All right, so what we're gonna do now is set the silverware out. And can you show us again the proper way to set silverware on a table? That'd be great. Okay.
The butter knife blade in on this side, on the right side.
Okay.
The main fork on the left side.
Okay.
The salad fork alongside the main fork. The butter knife, but tonight will be the cheese board knife.
Okay.
Will be at the top of what's usually considered a bread and butter plate, but we'll use that for the softer cheeses you're going to serve.
Okay.
And that's how we'll do it. I do have spoons too. These are the spoons. This is normally used as a soup spoon, but tonight it's going to be for our berries and ice cream and things like that. Okay. This is the spoon to serve with your cream or milk for your tea, coffee. And then we'll just put the dessert spoon there.
You know what I love about a table like this, or just the quote unquote proper way to set a table, is it feels like the host has thought of the guests in every way to make them comfortable.
I mean, it's kind of nice to have your whole table set, and it's pretty to look at.
It is.
Let's face it, it's usually mucked up pretty fast with food and slop.
It's true. So it's a great way to kind of think about your guests, be hospitable, think about what they might need. Do they need cream in their coffee? Well, they've got a spoon that they can stir it in very easily. It's a really, really nice way to take care of your guests, I think. Thanks for showing us how to do that.
Yes, and we will keep going.
So the time has come to do our centerpiece, and I think you had mentioned this.
I brought one little side plate. It's really just a square kind of cake or dessert type plate.
Yeah.
But I thought that'd be cute in the middle to set in case we have any kind of drippage from the flowers. Or we'll put the pewter pitcher on there.
Pewter pitcher, okay.
Which I think we're going to have daffodils in that. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then let's do a flanking set of candlesticks in the pewter.
Okay. That's
I think that's really pretty.
I like that.
Very Williamsburg-esque.
Yes. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and cut some daffodils in our little daffodil bed outside?
That would be wonderful.
so we got our flowers. Those are beautiful.
Aren't they lovely?
So fun. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and we can set our centerpiece down. That looks so nice with the buttercup. Love it.
So,
you mentioned that we forgot goblets.
we did forget glasses.
So let's go ahead and we'll get those set down.
Well, we're gonna just set these between the dessert bowl and the coffee cup. And if you were to have a wine or something else, you could just slide the cup over and put your wine glass here.
Okay.
But we're not, so there we go.
Okay, Mom, well, this looks great. Thank you so much for sharing with us how you would do a spring table.
My philosophy is beauty slows you down a little bit. If
It
we
sure
were
does.
just eating with our fingers, or I'm all for paper napkins and plates and
Yeah,
things like
there's a
that and
place.
convenience. But when you sit down at this table, you can just feel
It slows you
the
down.
slowing down and the release of tension as you look at beautiful dishes. The theme is consistent.
It's true.
With the matching tablecloth and the silverware, and you've got the floral arrangement and the candles.
does.
It all just gives you a
Yes. It brings in beauty, which is such a wonderful thing to aspire after. And I think probably in this world, it's something to aspire after more than ever. It looks lovely. Love everything you've done, and I can't wait to enjoy it tonight, so thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course. All right, friends, well, that is it. That is our spring-themed table setting tutorial. I hope that you enjoy it. And bear in mind that you can find lovely old dishes oftentimes at the thrift stores for a song. So the advice would be to just use what you have or visit a thrift shop and find something pretty and enjoyable. By making a beautiful table, you will bless your family and all those who eat at your table. So we hope that you enjoyed today's video, and as usual, I look forward to seeing you in another brand new one very soon. Goodbye for now.